The main issue is not confusion. The main issue is consistency. When a show comes back in July, viewers expect weekly episodes unless clearly told otherwise. That is how television works. That is how loyalty is built. And that is exactly why fans are now frustrated and speaking up. Love and Marriage Huntsville returned in mid-July. That alone sets an expectation. July moves into August, August into September, and by the time December arrives, there should be a full body of work, not a handful of episodes scattered between long gaps, not silence, not confusion, not social media posts acting like nothing is wrong. When the holiday special aired on December 13th, it raised eyebrows immediately. Holiday specials usually come at the end of a full run, not in the middle of missing episodes. It felt like a placeholder, something added to fill space rather than continue a story. That alone made fans pause and ask questions. Then people noticed something else. Fan pages were still posting clips like a new episode was coming. Episode numbers were being mentioned that did not match the calendar. Episode 13 in December did not make sense, not when the show returned in July, not with the usual pace this show once had. If the show had stayed consistent, there would be more than 20 episodes by now. Even with 1 or 2 breaks, the number should still be much higher. That is basic math. That is not opinion. That is how weekly shows work. And yet, here we are. 13 episodes. And even that number feels generous because the holiday special did not move the story forward. It did not resolve anything. It did not add real content. It was filler. The September break is where things really started to feel off. A sudden pause in the middle of the season with no clear reason. A full stop. Viewers were told the show would return in a month, and when people questioned it, the response was dismissive, as if viewers were imagining the gap. But this time, the silence is louder. On December 20th, fans were told the show would return on December 27th. That raised another question. Why no episode tonight? It is not Christmas yet. It is not New Year's yet. There is no clear reason for the gap. One skipped week can be understood. Multiple skipped weeks with no explanation cannot. This is where the rumor about more breaks starts to feel very real, because the pattern matches the words. More breaks, fewer episodes, longer gaps, less momentum. And momentum matters. We are at the end of the year. Season 10 was supposed to be a milestone, a celebration. Instead, it feels incomplete. 13 episodes since July is not a full season. It is a partial run. Last year tells a very different story. Last year, episodes aired back to back. Holidays did not stop the schedule. Thanksgiving came and went. Christmas came and went. Episodes still aired. The show returned quickly in January and kept moving. So what changed? The cast changed. The energy changed. The content changed. Melody Shari Rogers is no longer part of the show, and that absence is being felt, not just emotionally, but structurally. Storylines used to build around her presence. Even people who were not sharing much of their own lives still had something to talk about, because her name, her actions, and her supporters were used to drive narratives. Whether people liked it or not, there was always something happening. Now, without that central tension, the show feels thinner. There is less to pull from, less to build around, and it shows in the episode count. This is not about blaming one person. This is about recognizing patterns. When content is strong, episodes roll out. When content is weak, delays happen. Fans see that, and fans are not quiet about it anymore. The comments tell the story. People are counting breaks. Labor Day, election week, Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter break. The list keeps growing. Someone pointed out that kids in school do not even get this many breaks. College students do not get this many breaks. And yet, this show does. That is not a compliment. If this is truly the network's top show, it should be treated like one. Top shows do not disappear for weeks at a time without explanation. Top shows do not limp to the end of the year with barely a dozen episodes. And the reaction online reflects that frustration. Pinned comments, sarcastic replies. Fans saying, just wrap it up, put it out of its misery. Those are not comments from people who want the show to fail. Those are comments from people who feel let down. There is also confusion about episode numbers. Where are the missing episodes? Were they filmed? Were they cut? Were they never planned? No one is saying. Silence creates speculation, and speculation fills the gaps when answers do not. The holiday special being facilitated by Carlos himself only added to the questions. Why was that necessary? Why did it feel so separate from the regular flow of the show? It all adds up to one feeling. The show is slowly fading, not canceled outright, not announced as ending, just quietly reduced. Less airtime, fewer episodes, more breaks. That is what phasing out looks like. Fans are not wrong to notice. They are not wrong to ask questions. They are not wrong to feel confused. When a show returns in July, viewers commit time. They schedule their Saturdays. They follow the stories. When that routine is broken again and again, trust breaks with it. And once trust is gone, it's very hard to bring viewers back. This is not about hate. This is about honesty. The math is not adding up. The schedule is not consistent. The communication is not clear. And fans are calling it out. Right now, Love and Marriage Huntsville does not feel stable. It feels uncertain, and uncertainty is the fastest way to lose an audience. Whether the show returns strong or continues to drift remains to be seen. But one thing is clear. Viewers are paying attention, and they are no longer willing to pretend nothing is wrong, because something is missing, and it shows. And when viewers keep pointing out the same issues week after week, it becomes clear that this is no longer just online noise. It is a reflection of how the audience truly feels. People are not nitpicking small things. They are reacting to a pattern that has been repeating itself for months. Every time a new break is announced, the excitement drops a little more. People stop rushing to check schedules. They stop planning their Saturdays around the show. Instead of anticipation, there is hesitation. Instead of excitement, there is doubt. That is never a good sign for a long-running series. What makes this situation more frustrating is the lack of clarity. If there was a clear reason for the breaks, many fans would understand. Life happens. Production issues happen. But when no explanation is given, people are left to fill in the gaps themselves. And usually the conclusions they reach are not positive. Some fans believe the cast dynamics are no longer strong enough to carry full seasons. Without real conflict or growth, scenes start to feel stretched. Conversations repeat. Issues feel forced. That kind of content cannot sustain a weekly show without long pauses. Others feel the show lost its anchor. For many seasons, Melody Shari Rogers was at the center of everything. Whether people supported her or criticized her, she was driving the narrative forward. Her absence leaves a noticeable gap that has not been filled. The remaining cast members are living their lives, but not all lives translate well to television. Not every moment is meant to be filmed. And when producers try to turn everyday moments into drama, viewers can tell. It feels thin. It feels empty. That emptiness shows up in the episode count. Fewer episodes suggest fewer stories worth telling, and that leads back to the same question. Is the network slowly reducing its investment in the show? This is often how shows are quietly phased out. There is no big announcement, no dramatic goodbye, just fewer episodes, longer breaks, and less promotion. Eventually, viewers move on and the show fades away. Fans do not want that to happen. Many of them have been watching since season 1. They remember when the show felt alive, unpredictable, and full of energy. Comparing those early seasons to now makes the decline feel more obvious. The frustration is not just about missing episodes. It's about losing connection. Reality TV works when viewers feel emotionally invested. When episodes disappear, that connection weakens. Social media comments reflect this shift. Instead of discussing storylines, people are discussing schedules. Instead of debating cast behavior, they are debating whether the show is even coming back. That says a lot. When people start asking if a show is ending, it means confidence is gone. Even loyal fans begin to pull back. They protect their time and emotions. The The breaks also hurt the cast. Without consistent airtime, their stories lose impact. Moments that should feel big end up feeling delayed. Emotional arcs lose momentum. From a production point of view, consistency matters. A steady release schedule keeps a show relevant. Long gaps make it easy to forget details and lose interest.